A few miles from Lake Turkana, in a remote and windy corner of northern Kenya, the scenery has changed. 365 wind turbines have mushroomed from the arid and barren ground in a rough and rocky terrain.
The first time I came to this area, when I was shown all this, I said, my God, this really looks like the moon.
But unlike the moon, a strong wind is ever present in this region. And together with a handful of partners, Carlo van Wageningen, who has lived in Kenya for almost 30 years, in 2005 ventured into the daunting task of trying to put this source of energy to use.
When we first brought here the first specialist in wind power, he said, this is a wind power developer's dream. To have an area like this with so much wind, with so much space.
The valley between Mount Kolal and Mount Njiro is known as the Turkana corridor. When constant and predictable winds pass through here, the mountains act as a funnel which accelerates the wind speed. This makes the area an ideal location for a wind farm. And a giant wind farm is exactly what Carlo van Wageningen and his partners had in mind. But from a logistical point of view, it seemed almost impossible to make such a dream come true.
It was rocks and it was bushes. We always had to employ about 50, 60 people that went before us to clear stones and rocks so that we could move with a car. That was all being done by hand.
It took almost 10 years to negotiate the many details of the immensely complex project. Only at the end of 2014, financial close was reached, and in July the following year, the President of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, broke the ground for Lake Turkana wind power, the largest private investment ever in Kenya, and the largest wind farm on the African continent. For the founders of far-fetched vision had moved closer to realization.
When I look in front of me now and I can see these row of turbines, it's something that we had seen for 9 years on plans, on paper, on drawings. To see it now that it's really happening, it's a great satisfaction.
In March 2016, the first wind turbines started arriving at the port of Mombasa. Manufactured in China by the global wind energy company Vestas, the turbines must be transported to Kenya by ship. From Mombasa, convoys of trucks took the turbines on a 1,200 kilometers and 5-day-long journey to the construction site. To get the turbines all the way, Lake Turkana Wind Power had to upgrade 210 kilometers of road. On top of that, the consortium built 110 kilometers of site roads, a complete village for staff, and a substation to transmit the wind-generated power to the Kenyan consumers.
This is where all the energy that is being produced by the wind turbines is going to be concentrated to. And this is where the power of Lake Turkana wind power is delivered to Kenya.
When the wind turbines start generating power, it will bring Kenya green, reliable and cheap power. It will save the atmosphere from millions of tons of CO2 emissions. The private and public investors will get a return on their investment, and on top of this it will, Carlo van Wageningen is confident, signal a new era in the remote part of northern Kenya.
Bringing energy is the start of development, and we really hope to see that this project will spin off an entire new economy and will attract investment in the area. I think what we are bringing to this area and for the people of this area, we are bringing development.